Let me jump ahead to something. Yesterday, a member of this committee asked you a few times whether the word abortion appears in the Constitution. And you agreed that no, the word abortion is not in the Constitution. Are the words birth control in the Constitution?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Are the words privacy in the Constitution? Or the word?
The word privacy is not.
Senators Cole, Feinstein, and Cardin all raised the issue of privacy, but I want to hit this head on. Do you believe that the Constitution contains a fundamental right to privacy?
It contains, as has been recognized by the courts for over 90 years, certain rights under the liberty provision of the Due Process Clause that extend to the right to privacy in certain situations. This line of cases started with a recognition that parents have a right to direct the education of their children, and that the state could not force parents to send their children to public schools or to bar their children from being educated in ways a state found objectionable. Obviously, states do regulate the content of education, at least in terms of requiring certain things with respect to education that I don't think the Supreme Court has considered. But that basic right of privacy has been recognized and was recognized, and there have been other decisions.
So the issue of whether a word actually appears in the Constitution is not really relevant, is it?
Certainly there are some very specific words in the Constitution that have to be given direct application. There's some direct commands by the Constitution. You know, senators have to be a certain age to be senators. And so you got to do what those words say. But the Constitution is written in broad terms, and what a court does is then look at how those terms apply to a particular factual setting before it.
Okay. In Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court found that the fundamental right to privacy included the right to decide whether or not to have an abortion. And as Senator Specter said, that's been upheld or ruled on many times. Do you believe that this right to privacy includes the right to have an abortion?
The court has said in many cases, and as I think has been repeated in the court's jurisprudence in Casey, that there is a right to privacy that women have with respect to the termination of their pregnancies in certain situations.
Okay. We're going to have round two, so I'll ask you some more questions there. What was the one case in Perry Mason that Berger won?
I wish I remembered the name of the episode, but I don't. I just was always struck that there was only one case where his client was actually guilty. And
you don't remember that case?
I know that I should remember the name of it, but I haven't looked at the episodes.
Didn't the White House prepare you for that?
You're right, but I was spending a lot of time on reviewing cases.
Okay.
No, sir. But I do have that stark memory because, like you, I watched it all of the time, every week as well. I just couldn't interest my mother, the nurse, and my brother, the doctor, to do it with me.
Oh, okay. Well, our whole family watched it, and because there was no internet at the time, you and I were watching it at the same time. And I thank you, and I guess I'll talk to you in the follow-up.
Thank you.
Is the senator from Minnesota going to tell us which episode that was?
I don't know. That's why I was asking. If I knew, I wouldn't have asked her.
All right, well, so because of that, Judge, we will not hold your inability to answer the question against you. of the, I just discussed this with Senator Sessions, but I'll make the formal request. Is there any objection to the committee now proceeding to a closed session, which is a routine practice we followed for every nominee since back when Senator Biden was chairman of this committee?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I think that's the right thing to do, and there'll be no objection that I know of.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the that comment. And so hearing none, the committee will proceed to a closed session, and we will resume public hearings later this afternoon. And for the sake of those who have to handle all electronic kind of things, we'll try to give you enough of a heads up. We'll stand in recess.